Welcome, everyone. I'm glad if you're out there joining. We're going to start on our backs today. Hopefully you have your mat down already, and if you need a blanket, but you don't have to have a blanket. And then come down onto your back, and we're going to come into our breath this way. So from here, we're going to just plant your feet on the mat, find the grounding through your feet. Notice that you actually have feet for a moment. They're out of your shoes, so that's good. And then inhale, reach your arms overhead. And now as you reach your arms overhead, I want you to arch your spine up towards the ceiling. So you're getting a little mini back bend here. As you inhale through your nostrils and then exhale out your nostrils, and draw your navel, activate the core, draw your navel, try to flatten the lower back now into the mat. So let's continue. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, really nice long reach, opening up those side ribs. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, flatten the core into the mat. And let's continue with this flow. Inhaling through the nostrils, arching the spine up towards the ceiling, little back bend there. Exhale, bring the arms down, navel to the spine. Strong core. Inhale, notice your breath. This is the time for you to take that time to connect with the breath again. And just notice the fullness of your breath. As you inhale, sweeping your arms overhead, and then exhale, bring your arms down by your sides, press the lower back into the mat. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, lower the arms down. Stay with your breath. Inhale, sweep up. Arching the spine up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the arms down. Good, last one. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And then this time, straighten your legs out nice and long along the mat. Reach through your toes, reach through your fingertips. Now, grab your right wrist with your left hand and just come into a little bit of a banana shape where you kind of walk your heels over to the left side of the mat as you reach, holding onto your wrist and just opening up those right side ribs. And breathe here for a moment. So you're in sort of a little banana shape. Let's take 3 more breaths here, in and out of the nostrils. Good. And then from here, grab your left wrist with your right hand. Walk your feet over to the right corner of your mat. Breathe into your left side ribs. Just take that time to just nourish your body with your breath. Good. And then back to center, reach overhead. This time, let's go ahead and draw the arms down as we pull the knees in, wrapping our arms around the knees, coming into Uttanasana. So really hug those knees in and out. And let's just gently rock on the spine and just give our backs a nice massage here. Oh, it should feel good. Just stretching out that lower back. Good. Then from here, interlace your hands on top of your right knee, coming into Uttanasana. So you're lengthening out through your left leg, firmly hugging your right knee in, but keep your shoulders softened. And then let's breathe here. Now my left leg is lifted, and I'm pushing through the heel and ball of my left foot. I want to hold it here for a moment as I breathe into the pose. Stay with your breath. And then as you're holding your leg, turn your head from one side to the other. And let's loosen up the neck a little bit and just kind of turn the head back and forth. Good. If you do have that wrist issue, you can wrap your arm around the back of your knee and you can hold your knee this way. So always know that you have that option, okay? Great. So then from here, I want you to take that right knee and I want you to guide it across your body. All the way over. If you can, let it drop down, let it touch, the foot touch down anyway. If your foot cannot touch down, just loop it around the back of your knee. And you can hold your twist this way. So this is a modification, a little deeper is dropping that foot down to the floor. Keep breathing here as both shoulder blades are reaching towards the mat. And then I want you to take 3 more full breaths in and out of your nostrils, but if you prefer to blow it out your mouth, you can do that. And as you're breathing, both your shoulder blades are reaching more towards the mat. So you're trying to rotate your chest towards the ceiling. Try not to grip while you're in this position. Try to release. Try to release the muscles. And allow the spine to realign. Good. Good. Then from here, come on back onto your back. Hug the opposite knee in. And once again, remember, if you have a wrist issue, you can always use your forearm to hold your knee in. And now kicking out through your right leg, pushing through the heel and ball of that leg. And this leg is nice and strong. Nice, firm, strong leg here. And let's just breathe again. Holding the left knee in towards the chest. Drop those shoulders back towards the back. And breathe here now. Let's go ahead and move the head from side to side for a little bit of neck releasing, joint releasing movement. If that makes you feel dizzy, then don't do it. It's okay if you don't do it. Good. Then let's go ahead and drop the leg to the mat, straight leg to the mat. Guide the opposite leg over the body. And like I said, coming into that full spinal twist, you can either drop your knee to the floor, your foot to the floor, or you can wrap it around the back of your straight knee and hook it there. And that might be more comfortable for some of you if this is too deep of a twist. So just breathe here for a moment and focus on drawing those shoulder blades a little closer towards the mat as the chest rotates towards the ceiling. Breathe into your belly. Breathe in and out of the belly. Good. Now from here, we're going to keep rolling this way and come up onto the hip. From here, we'll just drop on down to our forearm. Step a foot into the center. Your top leg steps into the center of the mat. The bottom leg is nice and straight. And we're going to come into a forearm plank. So press up onto your forearm and then just reach towards the ceiling. Find the grounding through the foot that's planted in the center. If you want to challenge yourself and stack your feet, you can go ahead and do that. And let's just breathe here. 3 full breaths, whether you're in this modified position or if you're in the full position with the feet stacked. Good, nice warming pose. And then come on down and let's flip that over to the other side. I'm going to remove my blanket. I sure don't need that now. Same thing. You want to get your elbow and your shoulder lined up first. Step the top leg, the top foot into the center of the mat. Press up onto the outer edge. Hold it here. And then if you want the challenge, you can stack or you can stagger. But just stay with the breath. Core is nice and strong here. And this will help you warm up your body unless you're already warmed up. Just breathe. You can always come down. You can always rest. You can always rest in child's pose. And release it. Good. So from here, let's come on to all fours. And what we'll do, because I'm going to honor someone today that has a hurt wrist, and we'll get back onto the forearms. And I'm glad she told me. So let's grab the elbows, come on down, and we'll come into Dolphin Pose on the forearms. First, taking the palms of your hands together. Then curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. And let's stay with Dolphin for a moment. And think about pressing the weight of your body into the heels of your feet. As you exhale. Good. Now from here, if you slide your outer foot in just a little bit, then you can kick that right leg up towards the ceiling. And you're in a dolphin split. And let's breathe here for a moment. Nice and strong. Good, and then let's step the opposite foot up. Hold it. Keep breathing. Good, step it down. Back to the knees. And let's come into child's pose now. So we're gonna take the knees wide and press all the way back. Reach out through your fingertips. Stretch it out. Taking your forehead to the mat if you can. So take a few breaths here. Release any tension that may have built up from the last poses. Let's just walk our hands out to the side. And stack the hands, one on top of the other, opening up those side ribs. Good, let's walk our hands back to center and then to the other side. And take a few more breaths into your side ribs. Good, now coming back to center, go ahead and just come on up onto your knees and we'll work on some camel twist. I'm going to turn back the other way. I think I'm going to use my blanket under my knees because my knees are a little bit sensitive. If yours are, just cushion them a little more if you need to. Let's curl the toes under and we'll come up to all fours, taking the arms straight out to either side. Really reach. Lift your heart center. Your toes are curled under. I want you to take a complete twist. Reach back for the heel of your foot and open up the side ribs, reaching back. Breathe into that space that you're lifting. Think about lifting your hip points up and your core is nice and strong. Good, and then coming back to center. Let's twist in the other direction. Complete twist. Reaching from front to back, and then another stretch. Hold it here. Breathe. Good, back to center. And then from here, let's go ahead and come onto all fours just for a moment. Curl the toes under. Let's come into downward facing dog. For those of you that can, and then just walk your hands back towards your feet and come into a forward fold. So grab your elbows and let's hold it here and breathe. Now if you want to stretch your wrists out, you can tuck your hands up underneath your feet if that's comfortable for you, or if you can reach. If you can't reach, you might need to bend your knees a little more. And you can get a nice stretch. Breathe here for a moment. and then we'll make our way up. I'm gonna move my blanket. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Utthita. So here we are standing now, and I want you to find that really comfortable, solid stance in Tadasana. Spread your toes wide, press through all four corners of the feet, and lift the fingertips towards the sky. Hold it here for a moment, nice and long. The spine is growing longer. You're grounding down through your feet, but you're reaching up through your fingertips. So it's like you're being stretched in opposite directions almost, finding that grounding and finding the lengthening all at the same time. And your balance. Engage your thighs, lift your kneecaps, hold it here, and then come right into a standing twist. So we're going to reach from front to back. And then soft gaze over your back fingertips. Soften your shoulders down and take 3 full breaths here. Good, inhale, sweep the arms back up. And then just bring the arms into a goalpost shape or cactus tree shape. And hold it right here for a moment as you engage the shoulder blades towards the spine. I want you to really take a moment to feel the muscles. Stretch your fingers out too, but feel the muscles across the upper back as you draw your shoulder blades in towards the spine. And just hold it here. You might want to lift the heart center just a little more. Good. And then taking the arms out to the sides. Inhale, sweep them all the way back up again. Really lift through the fingertips. And let's come into a standing twist to the other side. Soft gaze over your back fingertips and just breathe here, softening the shoulders down. Remember that nice, strong stance you have through the grounding in your feet, connecting your feet into the earth. Keep breathing. Good. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way back up. And this time we're going to sit right into chair pose with the feet hip width apart. Hold it here. We're going to stay here for 5 full breaths. Your arms are strong. Plug your arms back into the sockets. If you're pulling them out too far, pull them back in towards the sockets. Heel your toes up off of the mat. Find your breath. And let's take this into a wide armed twist to the outside of your leg. Breathe here. Connect your breath. Now scoop your belly in, but don't cut your breath off. Good. Coming back to center. Hands to Anjali Mudra. Let's push through the feet. Inhale. All the way back up. Good. Bring those arms back down into that cactus shape. Draw your shoulder blades in towards the spine. Feel the muscles across the upper back. Breathe here. Think about lifting the heart center, finding the grounding through your feet, lifting your kneecaps, engaging your quads. Good. Inhale, reach up. And then sweep those arms down as you bend into your knees, coming back into chair pose, Sukasana. Hold it here. Connecting the breath. Scooping the belly in, finding that balance between the right and left leg. Center yourself. Come into your twist with wide arms. Hold it here. Breathe. Strong core center. Good. Coming back to center, palms together in Anjali Mudra this time. Hold it here. Push through your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Good. Bring the palms together. Exhale all the way back down. Sit back into chair. Hands towards the heart center. Good. Let's go ahead and take that twist again to the outside of the leg. Holding it here. Finding your breath. Good. Back to center. Hands to Anjali Mudra. Inhale, push up. Let's bring the arms back to that goalpost or cactus shape. Draw the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Really feel those muscles begin across the shoulder girdle. Breathe here. Connect your breath. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bend into your knees, coming back to chair. Heel those toes up, sit into the heels of the feet, scoop the belly in. Stay with your breath. It can be quite challenging here. Come into your side twist. Arms are wide. Stay with the breath. Scoop the belly in. Bringing the hands back to Anjali Mudra. Push through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, blow it out. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, I want you to blow it out your mouth this time. And cleanse your breath. Good. One more cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out the mouth. Release your arms. Good. From here, I want you to roll your shoulders up and back, releasing any tension that may have built up. Keep breathing, rolling those shoulders up and back, releasing tension, calming the mind, and then let's take the shoulders back and forward. Staying with the breath here. Good. Now from here, taking the feet a little bit wider, let's inhale, sweep the arms back up, interlace your hands, and let's do some side stretches. So we're going to stretch over to the side, come back to center by drawing the navel to the spine, and then over to the other side, and back up, pull the core in. Inhale through your nostrils, exhale. Pull your navel to the spine. Inhale through your nostrils and then exhale and pull the navel in. So take your mind to your core center now, your center of empowerment, the center of your strength. And pull the core back in to bring yourself back to center. Over and up. Stay with the breath. Keep that going. Keep that movement going. I just want to check the time. Okay, great. Keep it going. Good. And back to center. Now let's go ahead and take it a little wider. Widen the legs out. Nice wide stance. From here, let's go ahead and if you have a block, grab your block. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. If you have a block, you may be taking your head down to your block. So take your hands to your waist, your thumbs to your sacrum. Turn your toes in slightly and we'll go into Prosaritopatatanasana. Lift your heart center and then hinging from your hands. Reaching out with the heart center, slowly come forward. Good, and let's go ahead and take our heads down towards the floor, dropping your hands down to support yourself. You may end up taking your feet a little wider, but see if you can get your head to your block or to the mat, possibly. Don't worry if it doesn't go there. If you would prefer to make it more gentle, you can just grab your elbows and just hang here like this. That's fine too, if you need to come off of your wrist for any reason. And just breathe here for a moment. Good. You want to add a little more stretch to this. Your tailbone would lift a little more up towards the ceiling. And I do want you to notice your toes, that the toes are engaged, especially the big toe pressing down into the mat. And just continue to breathe here. Now, for those of you who can interlace your hands behind you, go ahead and do that. And stretch the arms up towards the ceiling. Some of you may not be able to do that. That's fine. You can just stay with grabbing your elbows and just letting your body hang forward. So you can always modify. I'm going to use a strap and take my arms up behind me and stretch with the strap. That's another modification. I've had a broken wrist, so I don't want to grab my wrist that strongly. And just breathe here for a moment. Getting that nice stretch. Ooh, it feels good. A towel works too between your hands if you have a towel handy and you'd rather not interlace. So this would be interlacing the wrist if you prefer not to do that. Stay with your breath. Keep breathing. Good, release it. And then from here, let's heel toe in a little closer, and we'll come into our prayer squat. Some of you may not be able to get this low. Some of you may get lower. If you need to put your forearms onto the tops of your thighs and hang out here like this, that's fine. Think about lifting the pelvic floor, the lower bandha, and firming into the core. If you do that too, also in this position, when you're a little lower, elbows are pressing inside the knees, opening the knees out, and then once again, engaging, lifting from the pelvic floor. Lifting the lower bandha, the muscles of the pelvic floor, and the core is strong. But don't cut off your breath. Keep breathing. So we're going to push through the feet and inhale up, taking the arms out to a wide V. Bring the arms back together, hands back together, and slowly come back down to your squat. And we'll flow with this. Inhaling up, palms together, exhale, knees pointing out. Make sure your knees are pointing out towards your second toes. Push into the feet to come up. So feel that grounding. Your feet are really working for you right now. Your inner thighs too. So as you come back up, back down again. As you come back up, I want you to firm into your inner thighs. Let them hug each other. Good, all the way back down again. Hold it here. Maybe you can lift onto the ball of your one foot. And then the other. Good, and then pushing through the feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, blow it out. I need a sip of water. If you do, please grab some. And then we'll continue. Okay, so from here, we're going to take that wide stance again. Take the arms out to the sides. Then go ahead and turn your front foot out. So this is my right, so it would be your left. Lift up through your waist. And let's just come right into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Hold it here. Now I do have a block with me, so if you have a block and you'd rather take your hand to the block, put the block to the outer ankle. Stay with your breath here. I want you to continue to firm into your inner thighs. Good. Now it's as if you're being pulled by that top wrist. Come back to center. You're being pulled up by your top wrist, coming all the way back to center. So let's try that again. Let's lift up from the side ribs. The side ribs are lifting up towards the ceiling. The waist is lifting. And then you're reaching out to the side, gliding forward, and then rotating the chest towards the ceiling. The inner thighs are hugging towards each other. And your outer hips are firming in slightly. But with all that being said, then soften into the pose. So maybe take a bind, relax that upper arm, rotate your chest towards the ceiling, and then finding that grounding through your feet. Allow the feet to help you to maintain the pose. And then try to soften. And just breathe. Good. So we're going to rotate back all the way up. And then this time, rotate the hips to come into warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. So your hip points are facing out. Now I'm bending into my knee and just making sure that I'm tracking my knee straight. I don't want it to fall in or out because then there's going to be pain and discomfort there. So keep the knee nice and straight. For those of you who may have difficulty with knees, you can always back off and straighten your knee and hold your pose like this. With the legs straight, that's fine. But just stay with the breath here for a moment. Good. And then from here, I just want you to fold over that front thigh. And inhale, come back up. And fold over. Push through that front foot to help guide you. And go back and forth a few times. Good. Then from here, we'll come back to center. Turning that foot in, keeping the arms straight out to the sides, and then turning. Now I'm going to turn my left, so you'd be turning your right leg out. Here, we're going to do that same thing coming into Trikonasana, lifting the ribs up. Ribs lift up, waist lifts, and then gliding forward, coming into Trikonasana. Hold it here. Firm into your inner thighs. Stay with your breath, and if you want to, you can always take a bind if you need to release that top arm, and actually it helps you to rotate a little more towards the ceiling. And you're drawing your shoulder back. The feet are grounded. Good, taking your arm back up. This time I want you to feel like you're being lifted from your wrist and from your side ribs, all the way back to center. Good, relax the arms down for a moment. Inhale, sweep them back up. Good, and then let's go back to Trikonasana one more time. And take that bind again. Breathe. Think about lifting, hugging the inner thighs in towards each other a little bit. But then once you do that, soften. Soften a little bit into the pose and notice your feet. Allow that grounding through the feet to help you feel balance. Good. Pushing down into the feet, come all the way back up. And then from here, we'll come into Virabhadrasana 1. You may have to rearrange your feet just a little bit. We're going to bend into the front knee. I have to get a little wider. I'm readjusting. You can always readjust. Hold it here. And then fold over that front thigh. Now to pop up, you're pressing down through your front foot. Inhale. And exhale, folding over. Continue to flow with your breath. Pressing, keeping that back leg nice and strong. It's your anchor, pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. Keep folding over the front thigh. And back up again. Good. And last one, just hold it here for a moment. Maybe let's press the hands together here and just stay with the breath here. Good, then opening back out, turning both feet in. And then from here, let's go ahead And we'll come down into a wide squat. From here, we're going to inhale, scoop the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. So you're tucking a little pelvic tilt here. Hold it and breathe here for a moment. And then push out with your tailbone towards the wall behind you. So we're going to come into a cat and cow movement in a squat, in a wide squat. Tucking under and pushing away to the wall behind you. Good, keep it going. Strong core here. Tuck it under and then push it back. Good, straighten up. Good. Then I want you to rotate back to the front of the mat. And from here, take your hands to your waist. And whichever leg you want to step back is fine. So you're going to step back to a lunge, and I don't care which side you go. Hold it here in your high lunge. Just make sure that your knee and your ankle are all in one line. Hold that high lunge and breathe. Soften your shoulders down. Good. Now take your hands to your waist. And then from here, we're going to hop up into Warrior 3 balance. So you're hopping that back foot up and then coming into a balance on one foot. Good. Back to center. And then step the opposite foot back for a lunge. Way back. Whoops. Inhale your arms up and hold it here. Find your breath. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Good. Take your hands to your waist. And then we're going to hop that back foot up as we push forward into our balance. And breathe. Soft gaze. Standing leg is nice and strong. Woo, coming back to standing. Good. And then just shake it out. Woo. Okay. So let's stretch out the quad. We'll come all the way back down to the mat. Get some water if you need it. And let's come down to the mat. Come onto your side body. Grab your back ankle. Hold it here and give yourself a really nice stretch. Now, go ahead if you want to and flip over. And then you can take it a little deeper. Take that stretch a little bit deeper. And just breathe. Breathe into that space that you're stretching. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to flip over so you can see me. I'm grabbing the ankle here and I'm lining up my knees and getting a really good stretch here because for some of you this is as much as you need to feel it. I need to roll over to get a little deeper and pull my heel in slightly more. So do what works best for you for your quad stretch. And breathe here. Good, release it. And then from here, go ahead and just come to sitting on your blanket blanket's all bunched up. Okay, come to sitting on your blanket or on a cushion if you need it, or right on the floor if you're super flexible and you don't need that help lifting the spine. And then from here, we're going to hinge forward. If you have a strap, this is when you can use it. A strap could also be a tie or a scarf or a towel. But I don't want to use my strap. I feel like I need to stretch deeper. So I'm going to take my peace sign fingers, wrap my toes, and then hinge forward from my hips. I want you to do what works best for you. Some of you may need to even push back against a wall, and maybe your stretch is only just right here. You know, just keeping it gentle. Some of you can go deeper. So listen to your body as you stretch and do what works best for you, because your goal is really just to gently open up the muscles and to keep the spine as straight as you possibly can. So just keep breathing here for a moment. Good, release it. And then let's go ahead and we'll stretch the hips, coming down onto our backs. So let's take, thread the needle, and take that right leg. I'm going to flip all the way around so you can see me completely. Take that right leg up, cross the ankle in front of your left knee, and then reach through. Interlacing your hands under your knee or above, on top of your knee, and drawing the opposite ankle as close as you can towards your chest. No pain here, just stretch. Try not to be in pain. If you feel a little extra pull, just remember to breathe. And that should help the muscles open up a little bit more. Try to relax your shoulders too. Connect your breath into your stretch. Good. Keep that stretch going. And then let's go take it to the other side. So now that left leg pops up, take it across in front of your knee, and then interlace your hands under your knee, draw your knee towards you, or interlace your hands on top of your knee and draw your knee in. But try not to keep your shoulders all scrunched up. See if you can relax the upper back. And just breathe here for a moment. Good, release it. And then from here, let's come into our half bridge pose. Let's come into Setu Bandha. Tuck your shoulder blades up underneath your back. Take your feet hip width apart and push all the way up through the hip points. Hold it here, and you're tucking your tailbone under towards your knees and then pushing into your feet so that your chest glides towards your chin. And here, again, you can interlace. You could hold a towel underneath in your hands if it's too much tension on your wrists, or you don't have to do anything at all. You can just work the glutes. But if you want to interlace, you can. And breathe. Find your breath. Let's come on down one vertebrae at a time. and then hug the knees back towards the chest. Come into a full happy baby. Now, once again, you can always wrap your arms around your knees so that you don't have to hold your feet. And then pull your knees in like this. So you have that choice and that option to modify where you need to modify. Let's just stay in happy baby for a moment, either holding the feet or wrapping the arms around the knees. And just breathe here for a moment. Check the time, we're getting there. From here, I want you to release that right leg. We back up just a little. Release that right leg straight up onto the floor, and you're still holding on to your left foot or keeping your arm wrapped around the back of your left knee. Now, find the breath here. Continue to breathe. You should feel a good stretch at the crease of the thigh. And then let's switch it to the other side for a half happy baby. So same thing to the other side. Modify if you need to, wrapping the arm around the knee. Either way. Take a few more breaths here in the pose. Keep breathing. Good. And then from here, let's go ahead and work the core a little bit to finish up. So we're going to take the feet straight up towards the ceiling. You can sweep your arms behind you, or you can place your hands up underneath your lower back. We're going to do yoga leg lifts to work the core. So either here to support the lower back or straight back for a little more intensity. Take an inhale through your nostrils. Exhale, slowly lower your legs and pull the navel into the spine. So flexing the feet up, inhale, pointing the feet, navel comes to the spine, exhale. Stay with your breath. Inhale and exhale. I've also got my thumbs hooked, and I'm kind of resisting away a little bit with my thumbs to open out my armpits. So that's kind of upper body work at the same time. Opening up the shoulders that I'm working my core. But focus on your breath. Inhale fully, exhale. Scoop the belly in. Inhale and exhale. Flow it with the breath. Keep breathing. Lifting and lowering the legs. Good. Last one. Go ahead and reach up there. If you can grab your big toes, hook your fingers to your toes, or just hold your legs wherever it works best for you. Good. Now, holding on to that right leg, drop the left leg to the mat, and then take that right leg out to the side. The opposite arm reaches out to the side with the palm up. Hold it here. And once again, you can have a strap hooked onto your foot. You can just guide your leg with your hand. You don't have to hold your foot if that's too intense for you. But just breathe here for a moment. We're opening up that inner thigh. Connecting the breath. Good. Release it. And then from here, straightening out that right leg, take the left leg up, give it a nice stretch. And then if you can, grab that big toe. Breathe here. You should get a nice stretch in the hamstrings here. And then we're going to take the leg out to the side. If it feels better to plant your foot on the opposite leg, you can do that. That's fine. Do what works best for your body. Breathe here. So if you were using a strap, it would be around the ball of the foot, and you'd just be holding onto that strap to help you hold that leg out to the side. Keep breathing. Going to be nice and stretched. Good. Come back to center. Then I want you to just sweep your arms overhead. Arch your spine up towards the ceiling. And keep lengthening. Give yourself a really nice stretch here. Good. And then go ahead and plant your feet back up onto the mat. And let's finish with one more spinal twist before Shavasana. So take your legs, stack them into a tabletop position, take your arms out to the sides, let both knees fall over to the side. And let's take 3 full breaths here. Good. Inhale the knees back to center and then over to the other side. And take 3 more full breaths. Good, and then if there's anything else you feel like you have to do before Shavasana, you can do it now, but let's just make our way to Shavasana. You can either take your legs up the wall. I mean, I've got a wall right here. It's really great to just pop your legs up the wall, get yourself comfortable. Get a blanket, cover yourself if you want to. I like to take my blanket and put it under my knees for a little bit of like a bolster to kind of relax the lower back more. So get yourselves comfortable, come on down, or take your legs up the wall. And then once you get into Shavasana, take 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale, blow it out your mouth as your body settles. And do that 3 times. Inhaling through your nostrils, exhale, blow it out your mouth. Relaxing your neck and your shoulders. Relaxing your facial muscles. Soften your jaw. Allow your eyes to sink down into the socket. And just notice the softness of your breath, your in-breath and your out-breath. As you go deeper into relaxation, just allowing your body to melt into the mat, allowing your arms to melt, your shoulders to soften down, your wrists and your hands. And then soften your belly with your breath. Softening your hips. Softening your thighs. Relaxing your knees, your calves, and your ankles. Release your feet. Release your toes. And try to find that space between your thoughts, between all that jibber jabber in your head. See if you can notice that clear space. And then just breathe in and out of that space. Once again, noticing the softness of your breath. Taking this moment to release anything that does not serve you well. Maybe you're overloaded right now with information and you need to stop focusing on all that information and allow your mind to soften a little bit. So continue to stay with your breath, noticing the in-breath, noticing the out-breath. The rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Just stay there for a moment, just a moment longer. And then on your next inhalation, maybe just start wiggling your fingers and toes, reawakening your body. And then let's go ahead and pull the knees back in towards the chest and come back to Uttanasana. Give the lower back a little stretch by hugging those knees in. Maybe gently reawakening the spine as you rock on your spine. Maybe finding a smile if you haven't allowed yourself to smile much lately. And just appreciate all your body is doing for you right now. Let's go ahead and let those knees fall over to the side. Cradle yourself there for a moment. And just find that stillness again, just for another second. Just a second of stillness, second of calm. As you gently make your way back to sitting. And we'll come into Sukasana with our legs crossed. From here, just bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Take your thumbs towards your heart center. Take a moment to send yourself some compassion, some love, some light, health, and goodwill to the universe and to ourselves. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.